This is Hog Farmer Chris from the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation. And before you start listening to Red Zone in the Lab, check out our Amazon Smile, a simple way to support the Hog Farmers Charitable Foundation every time you shop, and it's no cost to you.
We're back! Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab with Deuce.
Welcome to a brand new season of the Red Zone in the Lab podcast, where nothing is off the table. We will be discussing entrepreneurship, education, Black history, health, movies, family, and of course, sports. So do yourself a favor, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, you can always visit us at redzoneinTheLab.com.
This is Red Zone and Lab podcast. I am Dion Deuce Blackney, and we are back again with another pregame show. Today, the Detroit Lions, the D, our boys is already up there. They was looking fly getting off the plane, looking like nice gentlemen as usual, because tomorrow they going to show out. They showing up. They going to show out. They going to put that hammer down, man. I'm looking forward to it. Today, I got my guest, got my man Cody, got Glenn, got Darren in the building. What's good, everybody? Man? What's good, y'all?
Happening.
Everything's good. Everything's feeling good,
great, man.
Y'all feeling good. Hey, Glenn, I know I ain't tell you I was going to ask you about this, man, but I know we wasn't there, but how was the tailgating in that game one experience, man?
The tailgating was incredible. I got there a little late. I was on CP time. That's a whole nother story, man. The valet lost my keys. I couldn't get a new car until the next day because I was there Saturday night for the link up.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, so we get to the tailgate. I see Janet first, and we find everybody. By the time we get there, everybody's pretty much lit. I had just missed it. But yeah, everybody was lit, but it was cool because everywhere I looked, it was all Washington Commanders fans. There was a lot of music playing in the background, playing the fight song. People were excited. I had only been to one other game before, and that was a game Alex Smith had broken his leg. But I can tell you, even then, I seen way more Houston fans than, I'd imagine I was going to see at a home game. But when you sat where we were sitting in the lower bowl and you looked around, all you could see was a sea of red, man. It was beautiful. It was more excitement that I think I've seen from fans in probably the last 10 years, man. It was incredible. Tailgating was great. My first tailgate, and I loved it. I was drunk by the time we got in there.
I like
man,
it.
That's great, man. All the stories, man. You know what I'm saying? They had us, speakerphone, doing the tailgate. So that was cool just to hear people. And it was good for people to link up, man. We see each other on our Avies or whatever. So it's good to link up with good people, man. You see them in person, you can put a face to it or whatever. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. All right, man, let's get into this game, man. I'm so excited about tomorrow, man. I'm pumped up. Y'all know we've been battling all week in spaces with the Lions fans, man. But it's time to put all that down. It's time for those guys to get on the field, man. I'm looking for us to have a good game. So let's start with Glenn, man. What do you think a couple keys to winning this game?
Well, I think one of the things we need to focus on is stopping the run, right? Because we know DeAndre Swift can get off a little bit, but they got another running back too that, he's a bruiser. So I'm looking for our D-line to step up a little bit and for our linebackers to fill in those gaps. My only concern is Jonathan Allen is hurt, but we're pretty sure that he might play. And Detroit has a couple of linemen, not a few. I'll say like 2 linemen that might not play.
Yeah, Jackson is doubtful now.
He's doubtful. Yeah. So yeah, that plays in our favor. So I think one of the main keys we definitely need to do is stop the run and make Jared beat us.
Yeah, man. I think the same thing. Anybody else have stopping the run and why you think it's going to be important, Darren?
Stopping the run is going to be important for the simple fact that I feel like
Detroit has running backs that can break the game open. Even if DeAndre Swift is not 100%, he has the ability to do so, and so does Williams as well. So you have to control the run. That's like the 90% of the game plan, in my opinion.
Cody?
No, I agree. I think that's kind of our. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm not a coach or nothing, but I think that's kind of like probably the game plan. Shut that down. Make Jared Goff make mistakes. You know what I mean? Make Jared Goff have to throw the ball. Let the defensive line and the pressure we bring get to him. So it all got to start with that run game, though. We gotta shut that down. I don't know if I'm not saying we can't do it, but that's a tall task this week. We've seen guys run all over us last year, but I mean we got a new sense of energy, it seems like, on the defense this year. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's shut the run down and let's let Jared Goff make the mistakes that he can make. So I'm just calling it now. So
we know Jared's not going to throw the ball 50 times, but there's been a few games where he'll throw it like at a 30 or 40 mile clip. But the thing we got to do is limit the amount of big plays those running backs get. I can see Swift breaking a 12, 13-yard run, but like once he gets to that second level, shut him down. I don't want to see any big 40, 50-yard runs on Sunday.
God, you. Give me another key, Darren.
The biggest key to the game, I said this not too long ago to someone else, is our receiver matchup against their DBs. It should be no reason that our receivers should have a better matchup and be able to get open and get space. So it's our receivers versus their DBs.
How you feel about that, Cody?
I like that a lot. I think it's going to be a proving ground for some of our defensive backs. This is what Darren was saying. It's we've seen some mistakes made last week on our defensive back sides, but this week I think it's time for them to step up, kind of prove that they belong in the league. You know what I mean? I think we'll see a lot out of like Fuller and some of those other guys, but Fuller kind of I'm going to go on a limb and say Fuller probably wants to show out this week, considering a couple of mistakes he made last week were pretty costly. So, but yeah, I agree with that. I think DBs are going to be kind of a big spot this week.
Do you believe in the Detroit DBs, Glenn?
I don't know if I want to say I believe in them. I know they're serviceable, but I think that the caliber of wide receivers we have, it's going to be a tough task for them. If we got Jared Goff passing the ball a lot, there's going to be a lot of big plays that break open. You're not going to be able to contain Terry for 4 quarters. You're not going to be able to contain Jahan for 4 quarters. And Curtis Samuel is like Debo Samuel. He gets the ball in his hand and he's liable to do anything. So I don't say I'm worried about their DBs more so than I'd be more worried about their pass rush. If we give Wentz time to throw the ball, then yeah, they won't be able to contain our wide receivers. I see them having big days.
Give me a key, Cody.
I'll give you a key. I don't know if this falls into this, but I want to talk about time possession. I think Carson controlling the ball, keeping their defense on the field, I think is probably key to this. Wear out that defensive line that they've got. I think we saw that last week. I watched the game a few days after they played the Eagles. I watched it, and they mentioned one point where Hutchinson was just gassed. He'd been on the field for too long. He looked tired. The whole defensive line looked tired. I think if you can wear those young guys out on their defensive line, and I mean, everybody, linebackers, they've got that rookie linebacker. He's a stud, but I think, welcome to the NFL. Show them that we can control the ball, keep our defense fresh. So when they come on the field, they can do their thing. I honestly think time possession is going to be big this week, because they're going to, we've said it a lot in some of these spaces with some of these Lions fans. We're going to control this game. So I really think that's what it's going to come down to, is time possession.
Mm-hmm. Darren, how important it is, do you think, that we need to establish the run early?
To be able to avoid going down early. And I know that sounds cliche, But when you think about playing a gritty team like the Lions, if you get down on them, let's just say, for instance, it's the second quarter, and it's 13-3. The Lions are up, and we can't get the run going. There's no play action.
Yeah.
So that's establishing the run will get us in a position to hopefully have a lead. I don't want to be behind against any team, but this particular game against a gritty Lions team and having Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Shark who can beat DBs over the top, you don't want to do that. You don't want to help them get play action started.
Glenn, do you think like the quick screen game and the the quick hitches and stuff like that, do you count that as an extension to the run game, or do we actually need to establish a solid traditional run game?
I mean, you can look at it both ways. I can say that's a part of the run game. I can say that's a part of the run game, definitely. But one thing I think we should definitely establish is that ground and pound. If you look at the game last week, Philly got over 200 yards on the ground. So I think if we let our offensive line, which is beefy, take it to their D line and keep pounding, that'll open up, like Darren said, for that play action and see a lot of passes downfield. But you definitely need to establish the run because they're gonna give us some yards on the ground. So you might as well take advantage of it. I think we're gonna see. What's our running back's name? Is it Williams?
Mm-hmm.
Back up. I think we're gonna see Williams touch the field this week. I think they're gonna definitely do some ground and pound this week because the Lions they give up the run. So I think we're smart enough to take advantage of that.
Let's talk about some key matchups, Cody. What is a couple or a key matchup that you kind of looking for?
Yeah. So I'll start off with an easy one. It's going to be, I'll group them together. I'll say our defensive line, and I'll group in the linebackers with this on the run game. When I say that though, I'm afraid that Swift and some of those other guys they're gonna kind of watch film on what happened this last week to us,
yeah.
where they run around the outside. But I'm looking for Jam. I guess now that I say that, I'm talking myself into just linebackers versus the run game. I want to see Jammin step up. I don't know. I'm not going to point fingers on what the issue is there, but I think we got to let him loose a little bit. Let him kind of set the edge, as we've been talking the last little bit. But let's let our linebackers kind of contain that outside run. We know Sweat's going to be fine. Whatever he's doing, he's going to be fine on that defensive line. But I think if we can control that run game with those linebackers, especially because Swift is going to do his thing. That's really what it's going to boil down to. I'm not taking anything away from Swift. He's going to play his game, and we just got to control it. We can't necessarily stop what he's going to do. We just got to make sure he can only get so much of what he actually does. But I think when we break it down, we just got to control the run game. Glenn talks about it a minute ago. We just got to stop that and minimize the damage on the run game. And that's going to start with our linebackers, I believe, because that second level is where it's going to come into play.
Yeah, that second level. I mean, we know it starts in the trenches. So we want both our D-line and our O-line to be solid. But that second level, bro, so it's going to get through a couple of holes. That second level is where we got to shut them down. So I'm 100% with you on that. And linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You have another key matchup, Glenn?
Yeah, I think we're going to see if we can establish the run game. I think we're going to see Dotson shine again, man. I think Terry missing those weeks that he missed in training camp allowed Lynch and Dotson to get some really good rapport. And we saw that Sunday, and I'm looking at their number 2 cornerback versus Jahan Dotson, and that's a win all day, baby boy. There's no way you hold him. That's a win all day. And as soon as they go to double up Terry, it's a wrap. We just got to make sure Carson has enough time to throw the ball. That's why I'm looking at our O-line for that. But yeah. I'm looking at their number 2 versus our number 2. I think we got that one in the bag.
The calendar says that summer is ending soon, but we're still outside. So when it's time to hop in your ride, make sure you book the best mobile detailing service in the DMV, Miles Detailing. Call 240-273-4018 or contact on Instagram at Miles Detailing to book your service today. Mention Red Zone in the Lab podcast for 10% off detail services only. Ride in style with Miles. Detailing, that is.
Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab with Deuce.
All right. Let's have another one. What about the O-line? You got this second-year player for the Lions starting at right guard. V is out for the year. So you got him up against Deron Payne. You got Jonathan Allen that may be on limited snaps. You know that groin can get tricky. He's going to have to keep it warm. So, the longer he's on the sideline, the tighter it's going to get. I think Daniel Wise is going to play a lot of snaps. Maybe even a new guy may get a few. I don't think he's going to get a lot, but you just never know. And then it kind of depends on Jonathan Allen, right? So what about our O-line versus their D-line? How y'all feel about the matchup? Being as though their starting center is out. Their starting center all last year, he's the backup. And then you have the left guard, Jackson, who is doubtful all of a sudden. So how do you all look at the matchup in the trenches, as they say?
I think Jonathan and Deron Payne are going to eat, bro. They got one guy's definitely hurt and the other guy's hampered. So, you never count anybody out. They're professional ball players. They're going to get out there 100%. But, man, I think our guys are going to eat. I see probably 2 sacks on Goff and a whole lot of hurry-ups. But the interior D line is definitely going to eat. I don't know about Sweat. They got a decent tackle, and I don't know about Obata or Wise. I wasn't really impressed by them this past weekend, but I'm definitely looking for Jonathan Allen Payne to get off and eat a lot.
What about you, Cody?
And I agree with Glenn 100% on that interior D line. What I am afraid of, though, is that's probably what Detroit's looking for. They're looking for that inside defensive line, Jonathan Allen Payne, to get in there quick. So they're going to make those adjustments. I didn't hate what Tuhill did last week. He didn't get in a lot, but he come in off the edge and he kind of made a name for himself. Wise looked good. That Penei Sewell, he's going to be a stud. He's going to do his thing as well. I think you can look at both sides, our defensive line versus their offensive line, our offensive line versus their defensive line. Those guys are hungry on their defensive line as well. I really think that's going to be kind of a key thing. I think quarterbacks are going to look to getting the ball out of their hands pretty quick this week. Running backs are going to be looking to to be the bailout man for their quarterbacks. Both sides, us and them. This is a fun matchup. I probably shouldn't say this on a recorded ordeal, but what I honestly think is I'm not as worried about Detroit as I was about Jacksonville, but I'm almost more excited to see the Detroit matchup just in the trenches. You know what I mean? Offense and defense from both sides, both teams. I'm just really excited to see this week go down. It's going to be fun. I think one team's going to figure it out a lot quicker than the other. And I think that's obviously going to be Washington. They're going to figure out the adjustments they need to make quicker. Scott's a smart dude. He's going to figure it out. Jack Del Rio, he's probably just going to let our defense do their thing, our defensive line do their thing. So I'm excited for this matchup a lot. This one excites me a lot more than last week, but at the same time, I'm not as worried about Detroit as I was about Jacksonville. I was very uneasy last week. I was very uneasy, but at the same time, it was week 1, Jacksonville. We didn't know what to expect. Now we've kind of seen it, and I'm ready to rock with Detroit. So the trenches is going to be where it's won for sure this week.
All right, so give me Glenn, we're gonna do offense first, right? Glenn, give me a player of the game on offense for tomorrow.
Ooh, if we do the game the way I want to, then I see the play of the game being Antonio Gibson. I see him racking up a bunch of yards on the ground and a bunch of all-purpose yards, probably like about 140, 150 purpose yards like he did last week.
That's gonna be nice if he can he can bring us that. All right, give me an offensive person, Colin.
This is a little left field here. I think Detroit is going to adjust to what they saw from us last week. They saw on tape last week. They're gonna try and shut everybody down. The one guy that they're all forgetting about is our tight end Logan. I think Thomas is going to feast this game. He's going for over 100 yards. I'm putting it on paper. I will put money on it. I don't know what his prop bet is, but I might put money on it. So, I think Logan Thomas is going to feast this game just because of all the adjustments Detroit's going to make, because we've got some stout wide receivers. We've got some stout running backs, and Logan's just going to find the open end of the field, and that's going to be it. So.
All right. So, Darren, we doing offensive players of the games. Who do you have as your offensive player of the game tomorrow?
I'm gonna go with Gibby.
That's a Glenda here. Okay.
Because I hope he get over 100 yards rushing, man. I want to see him prove that he is a solidified 1,000-yard back.
I like it.
Simple as that.
I like it. All right, let's go defense, Cody.
Defense. I've been thinking about this one since you sent us this, and I don't know, but I'm just gonna say, I went linebacker room, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to pick Cole or Jamin because we needed improvement from both of them. But I'm gonna say Jamin's gonna feast this game. Jamin's our guy. Jamin Davis, he's gonna rock with us this week. I think he's gonna quiet some people. He's got a lot of critics amongst our fan base, and I think he's gonna. I got a feeling they're gonna loosen that leash on him a little bit. They're gonna let him just play his game, let him be free, and he's gonna have to. They've got a quick backfield. Jamin's gonna have to pop in there and do his thing. He's gonna have to use that speed of his, and he's gonna shut some things down. So Jamin Davis is my defensive guy for the week.
Glenn.
Well, Cody stole my thunder.
Sorry, man.
I'm glad he's on your radar because he's definitely on my radar too. Y'all know me since before the season. I've been on our linebacking core. Let me see who I want to see really get off tomorrow. Deron Payne. I think that interior is his for the taking. Allen's hurt, so I want to see Deron Payne do what Deron Payne does. I need two stats out of him tomorrow.
Yeah, I love that. What you got, Darren?
I want to see 2-5 Benjamin St. Juice.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It doesn't have to be interceptions. It doesn't have to be pick six or what have you.
Amon St. Brown shut down.
Do that for me, and maybe get a pick or force a fumble.
I think I'm going your route too, but I'm going William Jackson III, man. I think he needs a statement game. He needs a statement game like right now. You know what I mean? Like he started off slow last year. He did get a little bit better, but he kind of ended slow. He was hurt. Last week he was okay. He wasn't good. He wasn't bad. I know Kendall had a bad game, but I need WJ3 to show out, man. I need to see some of that money show out tomorrow, man. That's what I'm going with on the defensive side of the ball. All right, so let's do predictions. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. Let's do predictions. Glenn took a little sip, so I'm gonna come back to Glenn. Let's go, Darren. Darren, what you got, man? What's your predictions?
My score prediction?
Yep, score prediction.
I'm going 24-10. Hail to the Commanders.
Let's go. What you got, Cody?
Ye of little faith, Darren. I see our offense feasting tomorrow. I'm gonna go. I mean, the Eagles beat them. they threw up 38 points last week. I'm going to go 38 points this week for us. Sorry, my dog, Brew. He's in here with us. I'm going to go 38-21. They ain't going to get nothing. That's 21. It was going to be 38-14, but that extra 7 was garbage time, because I know how people are talking about garbage time TVs this week. So 38-21.
Shout out to Slim, man. Shout out to Slim.
38-21 Commanders.
Glenn, what you got, man?
Hey, I was the same way, baby boy. I was gonna say 35-21, and then I thought about, maybe some garbage touchdown in the end, cover the spread or something. So 35-28. I can't disrespect Detroit and Swift like that, but him and Amon are really the main 2 weapons. So they're gonna get some points. But yeah, we're gonna eat tomorrow. 35-28.
All right, man. There you have it. Any last second trash talking before tomorrow, man? Anybody? What you got? What you got, Cody?
Meow, meow. I'm trying to get my dog to react. There he is. Brew. Look up. There's Brew.
Hey.
Yeah, meow. That's what I say. Meow.
What you got, Darren?
Hey, man. It's gonna be some fried lion coming out of Detroit, baby. Some fried fricasseed lion.
I like that.
What you got, Glenn?
Hey, that meme that's been going around where that damn monkey's throwing baby Simba over the cliff.
I still haven't seen that meme. Can y'all send me that meme?
Oh, yeah, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
There you have it, man.
Late.
There you have it, man. We gonna feast tomorrow, man. We gonna get them guys up out of here, man. We gonna upset another fan base, and we're gonna be on to the Eagles, man. But I'm not looking past the Lions, man. I think teams like them, man. I think with their coach and his demeanor and his motivation, a lot of times that can get you 4 or 5 points in the game, man, by alone. So I don't want to look past. I think we need to come out on 5. We can score 2-3 straight possessions, man. Kind of control the game. Then really get Gibby going, man. I think we're gonna feast. I think them missing out on Frank is a big deal. I know that they are very confident in the center that they had last year, but Frank is that guy, right? Frank is that play caller, man. He's that guy. And then Jackson being doubtful, and V not being on the other side, and that right guard that they had last year, played last week, struggled a lot last week. I don't know, man. I think we're good to go, man. But there you have it. This is Red Zone. That is Cody, Glenn, Darren. Appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Doing this? Are we doing this year? Are we doing this? W? I don't know. That's a little weird. But
hey, Cody, I'm with it. I've been saluting because it's military based. I've been saluting.
I like that.
Salute with the W, man. Salute.
Yeah,
with the
there
w,
you go.
Man.
I like that a lot.
Red Zone and Lab Podcast. I am Dion Deuce Blackley. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for watching. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Do you sit back and say, man, these walls just need something? Feel like it's time to freshen up your place with something new? If your answer is yes, then it's time to call Rob of Lewis Paints Plus, the accent wall expert. Rob will even give you a free estimate on how he can transform those boring walls in your home. To book today, call 240-418-5241 or reach out on Instagram at Lewis Paints Plus. And for 10% off, tell him Red Zone sent you.
Thank you for listening to Red Zone in the Lab podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Red Zone in the Lab. And you can download our podcast at Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. And please visit our website at redzoneinTheLab.com. Thank you.